Hello there, pianists. We have reached my favorite piece. This is our 8th piece for August, which is the month that I was born in. 8 is my favorite number, and also 8 is a very significant number for music, especially the piano. There are 88 keys on the piano, and of course there are 8 notes in an octave, and as we've seen with the circle of fifths, math is very important in music. So today we're going to be playing August, which is called Potential. All right, and I set the BPM at a dotted quarter note, gets a beat, and it's 60 beats per minute. My brain is not connected to my mouth right now. So I actually played that just now, and it's a little bit fast, to be honest. So this is what that would sound like. So it'd be da 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we are in 6/8. So I'm gonna give you the option of playing it a little bit slower than that if you would like, because I actually think it sounds nicer at a slightly slower BPM. I'm gonna play this through for you, and then I'm gonna play through another piece that we've already done and see if you notice the similarities. This one is kind of like part 2 to another piece that we've already done. We are in the key of C sharp major, which is of course our most complex key signature. We've got all 7 sharps. Every note in your scale is going to be sharped, right? So that means when you're playing your C sharp major scale, you're playing all the black keys, and then your E becomes F natural and your B becomes C natural. So it's really a complex key signature. And then of course we're in 6/8, which means that we have 6 beats per measure, and an 8th note gets a beat. So you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so as always, I'm gonna play this through for you twice, once with the vocal line, which mirrors the right hand melodic line in this case, and then I'll sing it for you. I'll play it for you without the voice as well. All right, so I'm gonna take it a little bit slower. I'm gonna take it like da, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's see, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Even slower than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So if you're doing a dotted quarter note, gets a beat, it's 42 BPM. All right. If we were gonna do a quarter note gets a beat, you could do it at like 60 BPM. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So as you can see, I'm slowing it down quite a bit than the initial tempo marking that I put. Play it wherever you feel comfortable. All right, so I'm gonna do it at about a quarter note to 60 beats per measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's such potential in cloudless blue summer skies. Anything's possible. You only have to try. Listen to the soft susurration song. Lulling you to sleep, pulling you is doing a pedal pattern of 2 times per measure with the sustain, if you want to use the sustain pedal, but that is optional. And then for the ornaments, I had written them as turns going down. I think I actually did them up when I played it, but you can do them either way. It doesn't matter. You could do a complete turn if you want, a little trill or a grace note, whatever you like. I really want you to take more ownership in terms of your creative autonomy here. So you can play around with your ornaments however you want to do them. All right, so before I play it to you without the vocals, I wanted to remind you of our piece number 3 that we did, Maybe, in E major, and see if you can hear the continuation of this theme here. So this is our variation on a theme here. Now it's much more complex because we're in a much more complicated key signature. All right, so I'm going to play it again for you now without the vocals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That I was giving and taking with the tempo, right? I was playing it in a very liberal way, introducing ritardandos where I was slowing down and accelerados where I was then taking back the time that I had lost. And that's just, you know, to be a little bit more expressive, since this is very romantic sounding. This could be like, it was patterned off of a Chopin kind of nocturne. Not to compare myself to Chopin in any way, obviously. This is a very pale comparison, but that was what I had in my ear when I was writing this. So I'm going to just point out a couple things quickly in the score, and then I'll show you my hands. So again, we have a lot of repeats because I was trying to be economical with my use of the page. So you play this through once, and then you play it again. Then you play the second section twice. Then you play the third section, right? That one doesn't repeat, but it goes back to the head of the piece. And the first time you play it through, you don't play the little coda, the last measure here. Then you go back to the beginning and you do it all again. So you Do it with the repeats, con repetizione, right? Then the final section, and then we end with that final chord. That's our resting spot. All right, and you can see that the rhythms are more complex in this piece as well. Now we have notes where you're going to be playing 16th notes against 8th notes. So you're going to play together, left, right, left. Left, together, together. Right? So you've got some kind of staggered rhythms here. Because I swung the rhythms. You've got some dotted rhythms here. All right, so it's a little bit more complicated, but really the challenging thing with this one is, of course, the key signature with all of those sharps. So let me show you my hands. You are using a bigger range, right? You're going from a C sharp to an E sharp or an F natural. So that is a really big stretch. So I don't expect you to stretch this. I can't stretch it without rolling. When you play the C sharp, you're going to then allow your fingers to move as you pivot your wrist back and forth. So you're really using that G sharp as your fulcrum here to pivot up. That way you're not keeping any tension. You're not really grabbing for those notes. All right? There's such potential in cloudless blue summer skies. Anything's possible. You only have to try. Now we go to our A major, and again, this is a 10th, so roll it up, right? Listen to the soft susurration song, lulling you to sleep, pulling you along. And the second time you play the repeated section, it's like an echo, right? So you can play it quieter. It seems like one afternoon could last forever. Shadows grow so tall, crawling up the wall. Overripe fruit starts to fall. So you've got two different internal notes on that chord, right? So be careful that you play the G sharp the second time. It is sickly sweet, melting in the heat, trampled underneath your feet. Then repeats back to the beginning. There's such potential in cloudless blue summer skies. Anything's possible. You only have to try. Listen to the soft susurration song, lulling you to sleep, pulling you along. It seems like one afternoon could last forever. Shadows grow so tall, crawling up the wall. Overripe fruit starts to fall. It is sickly sweet, melting in the heat, trampled underneath your feet. All right, now for the right hand. So you're going to be starting above treble C up here. All right, so you're pretty high up. There's such potential in cloudless blue summer skies. And again, you could do, or whatever you like. Anything's possible. You have to try. Listen to the soft susurration song. Now your echo. Lulling you to sleep, pulling you along. It seems like one afternoon could last forever. Shadows grow so tall, crawling up the wall. Overripe fruit starts to fall. It is sickly sweet, melting in the heat, trampled underneath your feet. And then you repeat, and then at the end, of course, you just have an extra G sharp. All right. So I hope that you guys have fun learning this piece. You'll notice that my lyrics are getting darker and darker. It's like my true personality starts bleeding through as we get closer to the end of the year. I started out all happy and positive, but yeah, now we're getting to some more dark lyrics, which is more my style of writing, generally speaking. But I really like this one, so I hope that you enjoy playing it. And of course, take your time learning it. It is much more complex than where we began with January, where we didn't have any movement at all. We just stayed in that tonic the entire time. Now we're moving all over the place, and we have all of the key signatures that we've used previously open to us. So there's quite a lot of movement in this one. All right, so happy practicing. I hope that you enjoy this one, and good luck.